This is Blues View. Coming up, we look ahead to the Arsenal game, Colin Tattum answers your questions, and we hear from Alex McLeish. Hello and welcome to Blues View. I'm Paul Bradley. As ever, we're joined by Colin Tattum here in our Fort Dunlop studios. Hi, Colin. First of all, Colin, it's the Arsenal game this weekend. It's the first time that the Gunners have returned to St Andrews since that Eduardo broken leg incident. Just what sort of effect is that going to have on the game?
It'll be interesting. I don't think it will be great because, for obvious reasons, Eduardo is now fit, he's back playing, and Martin Taylor has joined Watford. So I think from Birmingham's perspective anyway, I think it's more water under the bridge now. Whether Arsenal will use that as a motivational tool, I don't know, but I think what we shouldn't forget that it was an accident. And again, from Birmingham's point of view, the things that were said and done by Arsenal in the aftermath weren't very clever, and it didn't go down very well. But I don't think there'll be any sort of grudges or anything held over from that incident. And
of course, Arsenal, as you said, it's a big game for them there. Do we have any team news from both clubs, what they're going to line up?
I think Arsenal have got problems defensively. Giroud and Gallas are out, and Vermaelen's appeal for a red card was rejected. So there's an opportunity there for Birmingham maybe to sort of try to capitalise on their problems in the centre of defence. Birmingham-wise, Alex McLeish is picking again from a near fully fit squad. There's just Lee Carsley, Gary O'Connor and David Murphy unavailable, and they haven't been available for a number of weeks now.
Right, well, we heard off Alex McLeish ahead of the Arsenal game, and here's what he had to say.
There's no reason why we can't go on another run, because they've proved it before that they can do it. But we're just being we've been punished a little bit by every little aberration. You know, it's no massive errors as such. But when you look at some of the goals we've lost recently, it's unlike us. It's silly goals. It's not as if teams have played their way through us and killed us, you know, with great passing movements and ripped us apart. We just have been a little bit slack at times. But I can't fault performance level in terms of the way we've played. We've played some good football. The strikers have done well. You know, midfielders, the back four, the use of the ball has been fantastic. Just little errors have cost us, and it's not just individual players in the defence. It's as a team as well.
Well, those are the thoughts of Blues boss Alex McLeish. Now, Colin, we've already mentioned it's a big game for both sides. It's a danger, though, with Blues pouring a form over the last few games, that the season's starting to peter out a bit for them now.
That is a danger and that is a worry, regardless of what the management and the players say. Subconsciously, they must feel like that in some respects, because they're safe, they're out of the FA Cup, and that was a huge disappointment. Let's not forget that. That may be preying on the mind a bit. And as you said, they've had a couple of poor away results, and there's been a couple of slow starts. Not so much that Birmingham haven't been motivated for games. I think they're just lapses of concentration and they've been punished for them.
Okay. Well, it looks like the fans are already starting to look ahead to next season. We've had some questions in already. Elliot Brazer has emailed us and asked us about Carson Young, admitting that maybe it was a mistake to let everyone know what sort of budget he had ahead of the last transfer window. Is that going to have an effect for Alex McLeish in this summer transfer window?
I think, as you said there, Carson Young, he was probably a little bit naive and over-enthusiastic. He'd just bought the club and he gave out this figure of 20 to 40 million in January and the summer. And I don't think it was ever realistic that Birmingham could actually spend that. I mean, it's difficult to spend that money, as daft as it sounds. But from my understanding is there is money to spend this summer. It is a substantial amount, but it's not going to be 40 million. Let's not beat around the bush there. But I don't think Birmingham fans should be worried and thinking that all of a sudden Birmingham are sort of saying, well, we haven't got the money, and they're trying to let people down gently. That's not the case from what I can see. And with 10 players out of contract and a fair few to leave the club, they need 5, 6 or 7 to come in, and they're not going to come cheap. So the money will have to be there as well. That's the other thing. That's the other thing to remember.
Okay. And we've had another question in from J.M. Gook, who says, what are the contingency plans at St Andrews if McLeish and players like Hart leave in the summer?
I don't think Alex McLeish leaving Birmingham is an issue. He is happy. He's well down the road to sorting out a new contract. I know there's rumours about Liverpool, but he genuinely wants to build build the club, build a little bit of a dynasty here. I don't think that's an issue this summer. Teams are watching him, they are looking at the work he's doing, but I just can't see that happening at all. That's one thing. Secondly, with Joe Hart, Alex McLeish said today that Manchester City won't now make a decision until the summer. So Birmingham have got to look at other keepers. They have to, in case Manchester City turn around and say, well, no, we're not loaning him out. I know they were looking at people like Kieran Westwood at Coventry City last summer, maybe to come in to understudy Mike Taylor. And of course, they got Joe Hart on loan, and Joe Hart has established himself as one of England's best goalkeepers without a shadow of a doubt. So they are considering various options for goalkeeper, but their number one hope is that Hart comes back on loan, and I think that is more likely than not.
OK, well, thanks for that, Colin. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next week with all the reaction to the game against Arsenal. So we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.